activate that bell notification so we can create more content for you. Guys, guys, please like this live. Like this live. This is how you help us. I mean, we are not creating content for ourselves. We're creating content for people, like for people. If you're watching us, please try to at least be supportive. We're not asking for money. We're just asking to like the video. Just like the video. He ain't gonna take you anything from your life. Just like the video. Guys, Africa is literally slowly shocking the world at the World Cup. And this is why I'm like, I think I need to go live every single day because World Cup is big, right? And we can create content from World Cup. You know what I'm saying? Cabo Verde, Cabo Verde, Cape Verde. Look, beside Cape Verde being on the map right now because of the World Cup, I'm one of the biggest fan of Cape Verde. I love Cape Verde as a country, as an African, as an Pan-African. I love Cape Verde so much. If you look at Cape Verde, nature, it's so beautiful, right? And it's a country of almost just like 500,000 people. If you live in South Africa, I think if you live in Johannesburg, I think the people in Tembisa maybe might be too much more than the people in Cape Verde. If you live in Cape Town, Khayelitsha has the biggest population than the country of Cape Verde. I believe there is like a 1.2 millions of people living in Khayelitsha, right? And there is like 5 to 6 millions of people living in the Western Cape. Those are the datas. Yeah, we check the datas every time. Cape Verde, 500,000 of people, but they managed to put on a show to the World Cup 2026. After drawing against Spain, one of the World Cup contender, one of the World Cup favorites to win this World Cup, they also managed, I'm a bit upset about this. They also managed to draw again against Uruguay. Put this in mind, Uruguay is the first country in the world to win the World Cup. If you don't know now, you know. Let me know in the comment. Which year was that Uruguay won the World Cup? All right? Which year Uruguay won the World Cup? So Uruguay is not just like a normal or a simple country to defeat. I do understand like their football level is not top 5 in the world, global or top 10, but it's one of the countries that when you're trying to compare against Cabo Verde, I think Cabo Verde is not on the level of Uruguay. But once again, Uruguay, it's by far better than Cabo Verde. All right? And Cabo Verde managed to get a point. I do not really appreciate this because Cabo Verde is supposed to win that game. Cabo Verde is supposed to win that game, but they didn't win the game just because they are underdog in the World Cup. Do you understand, man? That's the biggest thing. Yeah, World Cup experience is playing massively, but at least they got a draw. So for them to go to the round of 32, they have to win at least the next game. They will play who? They will play against Saudi Arabia. And I'm not really sure that's going to be an easy game for them. It's going to be a tougher game because Saudi Arabia will also want to have at least 3 points. Because if you have 3 points in a World Cup right now, I think you might be qualifying to go through the best third place, right? So Cabo Verde, for them to be alive again, they have at least to perform miracles so they can keep the draw or they can win the game against Saudi Arabia. I see you watching. Please hit the button like, hit the button subscribe if you are new to AMKA Podcast. And if you are not new, please like the video, right? Now, let's talking about Egypt. Man, Let's talking about Egypt. Egypt performed a master class. Mohammed Zico, Muhammad, is that Muhammad or whatever? Zico, Muhammad Salah, Trezeguet, the OG Trezeguet. I seriously don't understand why Egypt is so focused on Omar Marmoush. I think he's a good player, but I feel like Marmoush, even in African Cup of Nations, he was not that a key player for Egypt. He was not that a guy who really Egypt could rely on, right? It's not like those guys like Amrezaki, Mido, Mohamed Zidane. He's not like those guys like Mohamed Salah. I think he's still trying to find how he can carry this team of Egypt to his shoulder. But Zico is there. Zico has been amazing, man. He's been performing amazing. Mohamed Salah got his first, I think this is the first World Cup goal for Mohamed Salah. I think Mohamed Salah with Egypt, because we always underestimate Egypt when they play against European teams and when they compete to the highest level. Egypt is a country, when they play football in Africa, they always dominate African teams. But when they play against other European teams, Egypt has never been bigger, like to represent Africa on the global stage. The countries are always coming up, like top countries are Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, Morocco, Nigeria. They always defend an African continent when they play on the global stage. Egypt has been like the champions, the kings of Africa, but when it's come to the World Cup, they always sleep. But I feel like this time, because the first game they play against Belgium actually came from behind. I watched the game and Egypt delivered a masterclass performance, right? And then Lukaku suddenly came and changed the game, right? Now they will play Iran. Iran is not that easy to defeat. You saw how they play against Belgium yesterday until Nathan Goy, that's the Belgian defender of Congolese origins, got a red card and was sent off, right? So Iran was pushing, although that guy Terami didn't have an opportunity to score goals, but I'm sure against Egypt, they will try their best because they got 2 points. Egypt got 4 points. So if they win the game against Egypt, they are automatically qualified to the round of 32, right? Belgium has 2, same as Iran. They've drawn 2 games, and Belgium will try. They will do everything to win that game against New Zealand. Belgium will do everything. I know, like, Belgium is not that Belgium that we used to call the golden generation. By the way, sometimes I talk about social issues and stuff. You think like I don't know anything about sports. I mean, like, I can be a sport analyst so easily, from basketball, tennis, and football. Don't even try to come close because those are my things. And this is the reason why I saw that, come on, if Trevor Noah is speaking about World Cup and he has an interview with Idris Elba, why not also us? We can talk about football. Anyway, it's a podcast, so like it's a conversational, things like that. So Belgium, that generation is dead. Like you can see the way Kevin De Bruyne is performing. I mean, I like that guy so much. One of the OG, Romelu Lukaku. It's literally done. Now you can see Yuri Tielemans, the Belgian boy. His mother is Congolese, so he's a Belgian half Congolese, but he decided to represent Belgium. Now become the captain of the Red Devils. I was like wondering, why not Thibaut Courtois? Why not Kevin De Bruyne? Why not Meunier? Why not Romelu Lukaku? But they went on to decide to give the captaincy badge to the guy, Yuri Tielemans. I don't know it's based on what, but there is something that needs to be discussed there. And also Rudy Garcia, the Belgian coach, I don't think that he understands how to play those young men, because the experience is very low, right? I watched the game against Cote d'Ivoire against Germany, and I've said this before that Europe, it's not the Europe that we used to know before. It's not. They're still good in football, but the dominance is not really there, because now you find many people that are playing in Europe, they come from different corners of the world. They come from South America, Central America, Northern America, Africa, Asia, Europe. They all mingle there, and they're all performing for a club. This is to show that everybody now can win a World Cup. And I'm rooting for a non powerhouse football country to win at least this World Cup. You let me know in the comment who is your favorite to win the World Cup. For now, as it stands, I feel like even France can be knocked out. Yeah, they can be knocked out, because if Cabo Verde managed to take Spain to extra time or to draw against Spain, if Congo managed to draw against Portugal, if they go to the penalties, then that can be something else. On the penalty, you don't know who's gonna miss, and you don't know who's gonna win the penalty. And on penalty, you can't say like we were the best at the penalty, because one of your player might be kicking out the ball like so far, and one of the goalkeeper might be saving the penalty. You see, this is to tell you that teams are changing. Just like João Cancelo said, there's no more small teams at the World Cup. It's not like before people used to dominate, or people like, you see, because it's Curacao, Germany is beating Curacao 7, and then the next game, they had to perform miracle to win against Cote d'Ivoire 1-2. Cote d'Ivoire just gave that game away. That boy, Simona Dingra, he gave the goal. He was supposed to win that game. He was supposed to win that game for Ivory Coast. But Simon Adringa, shoot the ball. You started to do some fantasy, like you're watching a movie and stuff like that in the opponent box. Guys, I was so upset. I was watching that game and I was so upset. Watch the last video that I posted there, and I was talking about those things as I was literally upset. All right. So now we've got Ghana that will be playing against England, and it's going to be phenomenal, because I want at least Ghana to get a point. They got a point against Panama. If they beat England tomorrow night, they automatically will be the first African country to qualify, right? And Congo has to beat Colombia. Colombia is playing one of the fastest football right now. Myself, I'm Congolese. I think I'm gonna stay alive for that game and trying to see what's gonna happen. But I'm afraid of Colombia more than Portugal, because that guy Luis Diaz, he's very good. He's very good. His pace is powerful. He runs up and down. He shoots. He scores. Luis Diaz. That guy, that other guy, yeah, Luis Diaz, James Rodriguez is there. Man, Colombia, Radamel Falcao is being a commentator for Colombia, and apparently this World Cup, they've started better. They've never won an opening game in the World Cup, so they beat Uzbekistan 3-1. That's when they've got goals, beating Uzbekistan 3-1 here. And tomorrow is Portugal against Uzbekistan, which is the favorizing Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal so much, because, yeah, they want them to go through. They were supposed to put Colombia against Portugal the second game, not Congo against Colombia. Colombia against Portugal second game, and then the last game, Uzbekistan. You see? At that time, it was going to be tricky for Portugal, but FIFA know what they were doing. They're favorizing Portugal so Portugal can go forward. The last time Portugal played against Congo, the last game, one Portuguese player supposed to get a red card, but they never gave a red card. This happened yesterday. That was actually the red card that Belgian defender, Nathan Goy, got because of pushing the striker, and he was the last defender. You see? Portugal did the same thing, but they've never given that guy a red card. He was supposed to get a straight red card. So, guys, at least Africa is doing something at the World Cup, like seeing an African country get a massive win like Egypt. I was so impressed. I wanted Cape Verde to win the game, but it was still impossible. But let's see what's going to happen against Saudi Arabia. I believe if you draw against Spain, then you can do something against Saudi Arabia. And that's what we want. We want Cape Verde to win at least against Saudi Arabia, right? When Asian teams are playing African team, I'm not really like afraid so much. But what happened to Tunisia against Japan? It was a disaster, man. Like, to be honest, it was a disaster. 4-0 in the World Cup, Tunisia. Good coach, good players. But one player had to complain that they switched so many players. 1 month just before the World Cup, they had to switch the entire squad. They brought a new coach. And the players, they were complaining because it was not healthy. You cannot build a team for so many years and then you change everything abruptly just in 1 month. And now look, 2 games, they conceded 9 goals. Tunisia, 2 games, 9 goals. First game against Sweden, 5-1. Second game against Japan, 4-0. Oh my goodness. What are we going to do at the World Cup if we can't have even like 2 to 3 countries amongst the 10 countries in Africa that can even reach the quarterfinals? We don't even have those countries. You see, Morocco, first game, draw against Brazil, we understand. Second game, 1-0. That means they don't score goals. At least we see Egypt got already scoring 4 goals. Congo, 1 goal. Bafana, 1 goal. Cape Verde, 2 goals. So our scoring ratio is very, very low. We need to score goals. We need to open games. We don't go to the World Cup to defend. We go to the World Cup to play. You see, but when you're including politics, money, and stuff like that, you care more about results, but you defending more, guys. You defending more. Yeah, man. If you're watching the World Cup, let me know who is your favorite to win the World Cup, this World Cup. I was going to pick France, but I see that things is going to be complicated because I feel like when France is going to play against Cote d'Ivoire or when it's going to play against Congo, things will be complicated. Because if Vitinha and João Neves can't perform against Congo, then I don't think if Chouameni or Rabiot, they will perform better. Because Vitinha and João Neves, they are one of the best dual midfield right now in Europe. And if Congo managed to block them, they got even replaced, substituted, right? Nuno Mendes, I was afraid about Nuno Mendes. I thought like that left back is going to perform miracle. Oh, but I saw Aaron Wan-Bissaka put up a show until Nuno Mendes got substituted. They put Semedo also fucked up. They put João Cancelo also fucked up. I'm like, damn, this is Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Man, I was so impressed. I want at least Congo to do the same performance against Colombia so we can get at least 3 African countries that will advance at least to the quarterfinal. Because I know round of 32 is going to be tougher, but round of 16, if we have 3 African countries, I know at least 2 will go to the quarterfinals. And if 2 go to the quarterfinals, that means like we have a chance at least like a 1 country to go to the semifinal. You see, Morocco reached the last World Cup semifinals, but they got knocked against France. So this time, if an African country reaches the semifinal, then we're going to be so cautious and say like Morocco got here before us. So we need to do what another African country hasn't done before. Reach the final. You know, I do believe as of now, everybody can beat everyone. There's nothing about European dominance anymore because all the players that were born in 2000, 2005, 2006. So the tactics, it's the same. We watch the same football. We play the same football. The only difference is like the federations and the economy. But all these players, they play the same. They play in the same clubs. They know each other. You know what I'm saying? like let's say Senegal against France, they know each other. The guy who scored against France for Senegal, he actually was born in France and raised in France and play for French national team, you know. So they know each other, guys. So please, we're watching soccer tonight. We're watching football tonight. Please hit the button, subscribe, activate the bell notification, and let me know who's going to win, which African country is going to progress up to the semifinal. And I'm pretty sure when we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna drop a giveaway. Okay, guys? Ciao, ciao. Let me know in the comments, and please like the video, like the live. All right? Bye-bye.